Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Continuing in Riyadhus Saliheen, volume 2, book number 8, the book of virtues, chapter 214, the superiority of Laylatul Qadr, the night of decree. Allah the Exalted says, of which the meaning is, verily we have sent it, this Quran, down in the night of Al-Qadr. And what will make you know what the night of Al-Qadr is? The night of Al-Qadr is better than 1,000 months, i.e., worshiping Allah in that month is better than worshiping Him 1,000 months, which is 83 years and 4 months. Therein descend the angels and the Ruh by Allah's permission with all decrees. All that night there is peace and goodness from Allah to His believing slave until the appearance of dawn. Surah number 97, verses 1 through 5. We have sent it, this Quran, down on a blessed night, i.e., the night of Al-Qadr, in the month of Ramadan, the ninth month of the Islamic calendar. Verily, we are ever warning mankind that our torment will reach those who disbelieve in our oneness of lordship and our oneness of worship. Therein, i.e., that night, is decreed every matter of ordainment, i.e., the matters of death, birth, provision, calamities for the whole coming year as decreed by Allah, as a command or this Quran or the decree of every matter. From us, verily, we are ever sending the messenger as a mercy from your Lord. Verily, He is the all-hearing, the all-knower. Surah number 44, verses 3 through 6. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever offers qiyam during Laylatul Qadr, the night of decree, with faith and being hopeful of Allah's reward, will have his former sins forgiven, as Bukhari and Muslim. Qiyam here means that what keeps one awake to one's capacity and for worship and makes one offer nawafil, impels one to beg pardon for sins from Allah, urges one to praise Him, especially if a person offers Isha prayer and Fajr prayer in congregation. He will hopefully attain all those distinctions which are mentioned in this hadith. Narrated Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhuma, some of the companions of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw Laylatul Qadr in their dream in the last 7 nights of Ramadan, whereupon Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I see that your dreams all agree upon the last 7 nights. Whoever seeks it, let him seek it in the last 7 nights. Al-Bukhari and Muslim. Tawa'at linguistically means to step or walk on, that is, to place foot over the place where one's fellow kept his foot. Here it is used in the sense of correspondence. In other words, I see that your dreams all agree upon the last 7 nights stands to mean you had similar dreams. This was done by showing all of them the spectacle of Laylatul Qadr. On the strength of these dreams, the Prophet ﷺ said that Laylatul Qadr should be sought in the last 7 nights of Ramadan. The wisdom of keeping its secret is to keep people awake to engage in worship for a larger number of nights in the auspicious month. Narrated Aisha radiyallahu anha that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to seclude himself in the masjid during the last 10 nights of Ramadan. He would say, search for Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Bukhari and Muslim. Also narrated Aisha radiyallahu anha that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to observe itikaf in the last 10 days of Ramadan and say, seek Laylatul Qadr in the odd nights out of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Al-Bukhari. We learn from this hadith that Laylatul Qadr occurs in any of the 5 odd nights, the 21st, the 23rd, 25th, 27th, and 29th of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Its exact date has not been revealed for the reason that people keep themselves awake for the prayer for a larger number of nights. Had its date been fixed, people would have kept awake for prayer only on that night. There is a general belief among the scholars that it is fixed on the 27th night of Ramadan, but this is not correct. A hadith do not confirm this view. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha, when the last 10 nights of Ramadan began, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam would keep awake at night for prayer and devotion, awaken his family, and prepare himself to be more diligent in worship. Al-Bukhari and Muslim. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha, that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to strive more in worship during Ramadan than he strove in any other time of the year, and he would devote himself more in the worship of Allah in the last 10 nights of Ramadan than he strove in earlier part of the month. Muslim. We learn from this hadith that one should concentrate more on prayers and worship on the last 10 nights of Ramadan than the first 20 nights, in the same way as one should do more worship in Ramadan than in the other months. One should keep oneself awake for prayer, worship, and glorification of Allah in the last 10 nights of Ramadan so that one can attain the blessings of Laylatul Qadr. One should also persuade his family members to keep themselves awake for prayer and worship in the last 10 odd nights of Ramadan so that they can also make effort to please Allah. Itikaf, seclusion in the masjid for prayer in the last 10 days of Ramadan, is also a meritorious act for its being practiced of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha, I asked Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, O Allah's Messenger, if I realize Laylatul Qadr, what should I supplicate in it? He sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, you should supplicate, Allahumma inna afuwan tuhibbul afwa fafu anni. You are, O Allah, you are most forgiving and you love forgiveness, so forgive me. At-Tirmidhi. Although no specific sign of Laylatul Qadr has been mentioned in the ahadith, some eminent scholars have stated on the basis of their own experiences and observation that since angels descend on this night, one feels a peculiar tranquility and peace of mind, and one is overwhelmed with a unique tenderness of heart. The night is neither very hot nor very cold, but a temperate one. Similarly, the sun that rises on the next day is also not very hot, etc., etc. Allah knows the truth of the matter despite all that has been said in this regard. In any case, on this auspicious night, every Muslim should earnestly pray to Allah for the forgiveness of his sin with reference to his attributes of forgiveness. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.